Hey guys, it's 10VivMan here, bringing you another match. This is quite the interesting match here. I'm actually using an all UU and less team here, and you can see my opponent has a bunch of OU stuff. I mean, you see Ferrothorn, there's Latios, there's Conkeldurr, there's Volcarona. Oh my goodness gracious, how the heck am I going to win this one? Well, I don't even know. It was a pretty awesome game, so without further ado, I'll bring you this crazy match. So I'm probably predicting maybe the Ferrothorn will lead, and I do predict correctly. She does send out the Ferrothorn first turn, so I make the great prediction, or the great play of leading off with my Sableye. Now, Sableye is the biggest FU to all sorts of entry hazard users that have that priority taunt thanks to my Prankster ability that Sableye got for the Dream World. So in Ferrothorn can't use Stealth Rock, so that's awesome first turn. Now I go off of the Will-O-Wisp, and so I can burn it, prevent its attacks from doing too much. She misses the Power Whip first turn, which sucks, but there's not much you can do about it. So take some burn damage. And neither of us, I guess, are willing to switch. I'm surprised she didn't switch here, but I just went for a Nightshade to do some damage. And she is not going to go for a Power Up again, and it's going to do a decent amount to Sableye. I mean, I am not running max defense on this. This is a Volt Sableye with, I think, more investment into defense. I'm not sure about the special investment. I think it's like 128 apiece, but it's bold. So now that her taunt wears off, I go again with taunt. Just like I said, don't want those Stealth Rocks up just yet, if at all. So once she makes the smart play, just goes straight up for the Power Whips and just deal some more damage, which does a little bit less than the first one. So she got max damage the first turn, probably closer to min damage the second time. So Ferrothorn is quickly dwindling down as I go for another Nightshade. It's really surprised she hasn't switched, but a burned Ferrothorn is rather useless, so I understand why she didn't switch. So she's just going to keep going for the Power Whip, and it gets me down to about half. With lefties, I'm about at half. So, and the Ferrothorn dies to a burn, and one down. But, things get a little edgy from here on in. Now she sends out her Latios, and I'm predicting probably it's either Scarfed or Specs, and I'm not really sure what to expect. So I'm predicting a Draco Meteor, so I go into my specially defensive Empoleon, and Empoleon takes just about any special hit very well with that Draco Meteor. And as anticipated, I take that hit so well, it's not even funny. Just amazing. And I should have predicted that Latios was Scarf, because that does, much less than a Specs variant would. But I predicted that Latios was Specs the entire time for some stupid reason. But I forget she has Conkeldurr at this point, so I just make a kind of silly play. Well, it's not really silly, but I go and set up my Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks is so important, but now she has that free opportunity to set up Conkeldurr, and that's not a good thing, because bulk up in Conkeldurr is dangerous. So I have to switch out. I don't want to burn it with Scald, because of Guts, it most likely has Guts. So I go back into Sableye, probably predicting another bulk up or something, but there's a problem here with Sableye. Sableye's not in a much better position either, because I can Will-O-Wisp it, but that would also power it up because of Guts. So I'm in a very tight situation here. I don't really know what to do. Should I just go for a taunt, or should I just attack it outright? And I do go for the taunt, predicting maybe another bulk up. But I'm guessing she probably predicted a taunt, and she just goes straight on for a Stone Edge. It luckily hits, and being +1, it will easily finish off my Sableye. So I am now down a Pokemon, and I'm really concerned, because I really don't have a Pokemon that can really do a significant amount of damage to this thing, or at least want to KO it. So I go into my Archeops, and I'm hoping that she doesn't go for the Mach Punch, but she does, which is a smart play, and it brings me down to my defeatist range. But still, I have my extremely powerful Flying Gem boosted Acrobatics attack, and even with a +1 defense and my halved attack, it's still going to do over half, which is amazing. I don't know what the item she has on it, but it surprisingly isn't leftovers. So, but she finishes me off with another Mach Punch, and Archeops goes down. So now I'm in a 5-4 deficit, as Conkeldurr wears off its time, which really doesn't matter, as I go into my Shaman. Now, I know Shaman from this range can KO Conkeldurr with powerful Seed Flare, so she does a smart play and does some more damage with a Mach Punch, which gets me down pretty low. I mean, it does a good chunk for a 40 base power attack, but I finish off Conkeldurr with Seed Flare, and a huge threat is gone. So down goes Conkeldurr, and I am a Life Orb Shaman with Leech Seed. So I take some of that Life Orb recoil, and then now she sends out her other dangerous sweeper, her Volcarona. So, I mean, like, oh boy, what am I going to do here? But Volcarona, luckily, is 4 times weak to Stealth Rock, so that takes a huge chunk to it. And it's riding on a balloon, which I did not expect. I don't usually see balloons being ridden on Volcaronas to avoid ground moves, but Volcarona uses Quiver Dance on the switch, which is a good play. Now, if I were a Jolly Victini, I probably would have gone first, but I'm guessing she's running a timid Volcarona because she's able to outspeed me even though I am Scarfed. So she goes for that Bug Buzz, and of course, I'm being a Fire Psychic type, I will take neutral damage from it. The Victini has that good natural bulk to take the hit, and I go for that V-Create, and boom, that's a dead bug. So another huge threat taken care of thanks to Victini's powerful Reckless V-Create. So I get the little stack drops of speed, defense, and special defense, and Volcarona will now go down. And useless popping of balloons. So but down goes that, and I don't know what she's going to put in here next. I don't know if it's, you know... Oh yeah, that's right, it's Archeops, and Archeops takes some Stealth Rock damage, but Archeops is a huge threat overall, but I do have a good counter to it in the form of Hitmontop. Hitmontop is a great UU Pokemon. It can rapid spin away entry hazards, it has priority, it's a good, just overall great physically defensive Pokemon. So she goes for the Earthquake on the switch, or probably just to hit Victini, and that does nothing to Hitmontop, which is max defense. So I go for the Sucker Punch. I mean, the main reason I went for Sucker Punch is because to get it into its defeatist range, meaning its acrobatics would not do as much. So she is also a Flying Gym acrobatics variant. It is the most common on Archeops. And even a Flight Gym boosted acrobatics is not going to KO my Hitmontop, which is incredible. Just shows you how bulky Hitmontop can be. So I get that Leftovers recovery, and then I just finish Archeops off with another Sucker Punch. Which is, I mean, I'm in a overall great position here. So as Hitmontop restores some more HP, and now I'm probably predicting that, I can't remember her last couples are. I think Latios, and Latios might actually be her last Pokemon. I can't remember on the top of my head, but I do switch out my Hitmontop. I do believe I go back into Empoleon here, and I do. So out comes Empoleon. Yeah, I think Latios is her last. Oh, actually, no, it's not. I forgot. This is Zoroark. You caught me off guard in the battle, too, but that's right. She has this Zoroark, and it uses a nasty plot on this, which was a great play. To completely caught me off guard. This was Zoroark. So, I was lucky that the Zoroark did not have Focus Blast. She instead goes for Flamethrower, which is neutral on my Water Steel type Empoleon. Barely does half, and I go for my Scald, just to break its illusion. So does about half to Zoroark, and it's down into a decent chunk. So here I make an interesting play. I actually switch out my Shaman as Death Fodder, because I don't want Empoleon to die just yet, because I know it's a very good check to her Latios. So I just leave in Shaman here for Death Fodder, just so I can probably go into Victini and do some work of that. So because I know her last two are Zoroark and Latios, so I know I have to like just send out my Scarf Victini and do some damage. And the only thing I can really do here, even though I don't want to, is U-turn, because I know Latios resists my other attacks. So I just finish off Zoroark of U-turn. And that gives her the switch initiative. I mean, though Latios is her last Pokemon. Sorry, I'm moving about, so my phone's moving. But Victini switches out, and go on to Empoleon, because I know Latios is her last. And it probably has Thunderbolt, but I know it can take at least one thanks to my special defensive investment. And I'm in a pretty decent shape here. It's right now 3-1. And takes some Stealth Rock damage, and she does go lock herself into Thunderbolt. I just wasn't sure if she was Scarfed or Specs at this point. This is what made it a semi-closer match, in my opinion. But I do live that first Thunderbolt, and I just strike her right in the face with an Ice Beam. Excuse me, right in the red chest area, and it brings her down to a little bit below half, and get back into the yellow with my leftovers, but it really doesn't matter because Thunderbolt will take me out next turn, which isn't a big deal because I have two other Pokemon. I have Victini and my Hitmontop. And I was debating because I didn't know if Latios was Scarfed, and so I could have either gone into Hitmontop to kill it with the Sucker Punch priority, or just go into Victini and kill it with U-turn. But here I find out she is Scarfed and is able to take out my Victini with Thunderbolt. So it is now 1-1 because my Victini goes down. So I'm in like, oh boy, I gotta hope Sucker Punch kills, and I was pretty sure it would, just because Hitmontop has a decent base attack, and Sucker Punch is base 80 and super effective, and no matter what your Scarf, Sucker Punch is going to go first, and it does take out Latios, and I probably could have lived in the Thunderbolt because of Hitmontop's good natural special bulk as well, but that will be the game, folks. It was a pretty fun match. I mean, it was all OU stuff except for Zoroark and Archeops that she was using, so it was a really fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.